about 10 miles an hour wind out. See, it's putting about 15 volts out. Trying to decide out on my land where I want it on my off-grid location. Bigger gusts there, it should blow harder. Just kind of watch it there, and there's a gust. Should blow faster and watch the voltage. We'll get it up there and see if we can light a 12-volt light. It'll probably shut the whole thing down because too much power. Let it get up about 20 volts. If the wind blows that hard today. It's letting up a little bit now. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'm just trying to find a location on my off-grid location to put my wind generator. Of course, it'll be in the air about 10 feet at least, probably 15. It's just experimental purposes right now. Something I enjoy doing. Brings me peace. As long as the fan blade don't come off and hit me in the head. I don't have my wind gauge. I left it in town. But the Weather Channel says it's supposed to be blowing about 10 miles an hour. And so that means it probably about 15 mile an hour gust, I'm guessing. But it takes a lot of wind to keep these things running and power something. You know, charging batteries will be fine. Like right now, you could, ain't enough wind yet to charge battery. Right there, you got enough to charge a battery. So you can charge 12 volt off of it right now. I'd say it's probably going 12 miles an hour. Let's see if we can shut it down with a light bulb. See how fast it's going. Let's see if we can shut her down. See? It shuts it right down. Pull it out, it'll come back on once the wind hits it. But yeah, it's just the power, it just draws so much. So now we gotta wait for another wind gust. This is why wind generators are nice when the wind's blowing, but when they're not blowing, they're a pain in the ass. They take a lot of maintenance and a lot of time, but now the wind's off, so I'll probably just go off the live for now until it blows again. This is my first live ever. I just don't ever do it much. But there's the wind picking up. It's just off and on today. It's not right blowing hard. that's good with all the renewable resources they want to do, but if the sun's not shining and stuff, you don't get solar power. If the wind ain't blowing, you don't get wind power. Like, here's a prime example. We're sitting out here in an off-grid location with batteries that need charged, and the wind don't blow. And that's why I believe that the coal power plants will have to keep going, because it takes them to start up everything. And the cold winters and stuff out here in Colorado are hard on everything. The wind completely died. That's funny. Might be a little gust coming up there. How you type on this thing? No. Oh, I'm just waiting for his fan to blow. Story of wind generators: if the wind ain't blowing, you don't get no electricity. So there is a little bit of wind, it might move it. Difficult. Of course, when I go live, it just completely dies. But it's a 90-volt DC motor out there with a 6-blade poly fan on it, and I have it wired red wire to white wire of the extension cord, black wire going to black wire of the extension cord, and the ground wire cut and just kind of taped off. Then I have it going over here to this voltage thing over here, but right now it ain't blowing, so I ain't gonna put no voltage out. Hello. Sorry I ain't giving you nothing to look at. This is Mother Nature. The wind has to blow. It was blowing fine there earlier, now it's just kind of died. That's the thing with this experimenting. Nothing ever works out. You got to do about 40 experiments till one works out, and it's just hard. There is no free energy. The closest thing I found to free energy is artesian wells, because you don't need a well pump, so it shoots the energy up, and you hook a hydroelectric up to it, so it's free energy until the pocket of water runs out, and then it's not free anymore. But that's the closest thing I found to free energy is artesian wells. It has to be a good artesian well to run them hydro motors too. There it starts to move a little bit. That might be enough to get it going there. But then the wind stops. And that's traffic going by me. Our piece of property we have out here off grid is by a road. It sucks. Yes, I do, but I never went live before, so I figured this would be a good time to go live and see what happens. But yeah, you usually put it up when the wind's blowing, or have it already up. Just have your wires, have everything hooked up the way you want it, because you don't want to go out there and move anything when the wind's blowing. You'll get chopped up. That plastic, it cuts hard. My Falcon blade on my wind generator on my Missouri wind and solar, it goes really good. If I could put it on this DC motor, it'd be spinning by now. It goes in light winds. Yeah, I usually try to build it around the wind blows, that way you're not getting it. really don't know what to say on these things. It's probably hard to hear me when the wind does blow. It distorts the audio. I want to see that thing hum. I'd say the wind's probably blowing about 9 miles an hour. It's the Weather Channel says. My wind gauge, I looked it up on. The gusts are probably about 12 by looking at the Weather Channel. And I've been out and outdoors a lot. I can kind of judge the wind just by my body, just how it moves it. But the wind gauges do help. Yeah, let the wind blow. It was blowing earlier. That's a 90 volt DC motor out there. I did have my 180 volt DC motor hooked up to it, but the wind just isn't powerful enough. I'll put it in front of the camera here. It's a 180 volt DC motor. It just wasn't enough wind to turn this shaft. It turned in about 10 miles an hour wind. I'd say this here works good for high winds. If you have anything that's above 15 miles an hour, that right there will get you some electric. I've used it in experiments. It really puts it out. I was hoping to charge some batteries, but I don't think I'm gonna get to today. Probably have to do solar. It's a nice sunny day, clear. Sorry this is so boring. It is a lot of time sitting out here just waiting for something to happen, as far as the wind to blow or the sun to shine, and then you get everything set up and then a deer will come along and knock everything over. It's a pain. But I don't think the wind's gonna blow. I might end the live here soon and pick back up later. Yeah, as soon as I say that, here it comes a little bit. It takes about 5 miles an hour to spin that to get it kind of moving. See that rock in there? It's about 5 miles an hour. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's probably about 9 miles an hour there. Which isn't bad because it's a 90 volt DC motor, so you get that going in 25 miles an hour wind.